I'm so fucking tired of being single. I'm 24. I've never dated anyone before, and by never dated, I mean I've never even held hands with a man. I'm tired of having to be independent. I'm tired of having to do everything by myself all the time. I'm tired of having to bring all the groceries up from the car by myself. I'm tired of having to always cook for myself because it's just me. So if I don't cook, I don't eat. I'm tired of having to go and do cool and fun things by myself, and I can do it by myself because I've always done it by myself. But it would be nice to have a partner to go out to lunch and dinner with and try all these new experiences with and go to the farmer's market with, and not having to do everything by myself all the fucking time. I am constantly alone. It's constantly just me. If something happens, the only person I can rely on is me because there's no one else there.
This is what happens when someone wins the argument but loses the outcome. And if you don't understand what I'm about to explain, you'll spend years thinking you were the problem when you weren't. And this is exactly why men are quietly checking out. Not because they hate women, but because they are tired of being blamed for consequences they didn't even create. Now, every guy watching this is thinking the same thing. But wait, we were told women don't need us. They were told independence was empowerment. Now they are confused when the same independence becomes exhaustion. Bro, if you're confused about the contradictions, or if you're just a man who actually wants to think clearly instead of reacting emotionally to whatever is trending this week or whatever, smash the subscribe button right now. Not for the hype, but for clarity. Because this channel is not noise. It's long term leverage for men who see the pattern early. Now, let's break down what we just watched calmly. She says, I'm tired of being independent. I'm tired of doing everything alone. I'm tired of carrying groceries alone. I'm tired of cooking alone. I'm tired of having no one to rely on. The problem with all what she said above is that for the last decade, culture sold women the message that as a woman, you don't need a man. Dependence is weakness. Softness is oppression. Partnership is optional. Men are replaceable. So men adjusted naturally. Men said okay. And when men adjust, they don't argue. They redirect energy. They focus on gym. They focus on money. They focus on skills. They focus on brotherhood. They focus on building boundaries. So most men didn't become bitter. They became focused, laser focused. And that's the part nobody talks about. Now, here's where men lose years of their life if they misunderstand this. You are not responsible for fixing the emotional fallout of a narrative you didn't create. Let me repeat that again for those seated at the back. You are not responsible for fixing the emotional fallout of a narrative you didn't create. When you take her, for example, she's not tired of independence. She's tired of the consequences of independence without partnership. There is a big difference. Independence work when it's a choice within cooperation. It becomes exhausting when it's a shield against vulnerability. And most men miss the thing. When someone says, I'm tired of doing everything alone, what they are really saying is this: I optimized for control and I lost connection. But here's the part that matters most to you. If you step in as a rescue mission, you become temporary relief, not long term respect. And that costs you more later than it feels now. Now let's talk incentives, not emotions. Modern culture rewards women socially for independence, but biologically, emotionally, relationally, humans are wired for interdependence. And men, we've always known this. That's why men build teams. That's why men build crews. That's why men build companies. That's why men build tribes. We don't scream about not needing anyone. We just quietly build structure. So when you see men forming boys' clubs, leveling up, staying single longer, it's not immaturity, it's recalibration. Guys don't want to deal with constant ideological battles in their own home. No. Why should someone sign up for that? They don't want to date someone who sees partnership as competition. They don't want to feel like every disagreement is a power struggle. So they opt out of the chaos. And here's the thing most men miss: you can feel empathy without volunteering to be the emotional solution. That's discipline, bro. That's discipline. Ask yourself this: if someone spent years proving they didn't need help, what happens when they suddenly need help? Trust doesn't grow instantly. Respect doesn't appear overnight. Attraction doesn't respond to exhaustion. And this is where men get manipulated by guilt. You feel bad. You step in. You overgive. You overfunction. Then slowly you are resented for leading. And I've watched how this plays out. It costs more later than it feels right now. And let me be clear about something. This channel is not here to mock women. It's here to help men see patterns early. If you resonate with this, you are not angry. You are just being aware. And men who build from awareness, not from restriction, move differently. So if that's you, you already know whether you belong here or not. Now here's the part that actually matters to you. Stop orbiting the complaints. Start building your own position, your physique, your income, your emotional control, your standards, your network. Because a disciplined man is way harder to manipulate. It's way harder to guilt. It's harder to replace. It's harder to disrespect. That's leverage. And leverage changes how you experience dating completely. You don't chase exhausted energy. If you want to, you select cooperative energy. You don't argue ideology. You observe behavior. Most men miss all of this. The goal is not to win debate about independence. The goal is to become the kind of man who has options and chooses wisely. Some prefer not to even date at all, but they have the options. Now, if you're watching this and you're not 100% sure whether opting out of dating was the right move, or you're thinking about opting out of dating completely, but you haven't pulled the trigger yet, I got something for you, bro. It's called the opt out test. It's free. It's not motivation, but it's a mirror. Less than 7 minutes, brutal, honest questions. When you're done, you'll know if you're building leverage or you're just reacting emotionally. The link is on the description of this video and on the pinned comment below. Again, it's free. Now, here's the quiet truth. Many women were sold independence as identity. Many men were sold shame as responsibility. Now, both are confused. But only one group is rebuilding structure. Men who get this aren't angry, they are just strategic. You don't mock exhaustion, you don't rush to fix it. You build your value so high that partnership becomes addition, not rescue. And if she's truly ready for cooperation, you'll see it in behavior. Not tears, not frustration, not TikTok monologues, but in behavior. Always behavior. And I get it. When I say this, some people get angry. This channel is not for everyone. It's a filter. Men who want clarity early, not regrets later, they stay because they align with the message. And men who want just comfort, they scroll. It's okay. So if you're building discipline instead of drama, hit the subscribe button. And if this hits home, drop leverage in the comment section. I want to see how many men are thinking long term because we don't chase noise here. We build position, and position changes everything. Share with your brother who needs to watch this. See you in the next one. Copy that.